let's get into this because you guys talk about being a good teammate, right? Have a good teammate, be a good teammate. Leonard Williams, this is another social media thing at a music festival in the city. He's out. A bunch of his Jets teammates are all together out at this thing, and somebody got it on, I think it's glasses he had, right? Those whatever those glasses are now that take video.
Okay.
And I sound like an old man. But has video of him grabbing somebody who looks like Darron Lee, who was apparently, according to his tweets, getting into it with a female.
Picked him up like he was a baby, too.
And literally, like, just grabbed him and walked him away from the incident, and at one point lifted him off the ground and shook him.
Yeah.
So while that looks like teammates fighting, in fact, it looks like Leonard Williams is trying to be a hero here for a teammate, get him out of trouble and keep him out of trouble.
Yeah. That's what you want from a guy like Leonard Williams, right? Somebody that's emerging as a leader in terms of his production on the field. You want his actions in the locker room and off the field to match. And the fact that he's hanging out with his teammates in the offseason, I mean, I think that's a good thing. But, you know, trying to keep guys out of trouble makes a whole lot of sense for a guy like Leonard Williams who's trying to establish himself as that guy in the Jets locker room. And we've all acknowledged that it's a locker room that's devoid of that type of leadership. So I think it's a good sign for the Jets when you start talking about one of your best players on the field willing to accept accountability as a leader off the field.
This is a guy that should be a captain. I mean,
already? You gonna put him,
well, look.
Put the C on his chest already?
It's a young team.
You ready to do it?
It's a young team. They're definitely trying to change the environment. Everything you read about what's going on with the Jets, they don't talk about it a lot. Todd Bowles doesn't want to talk about it, but they've done a lot of bringing other people in, doing a lot more team chemistry and leadership type stuff to change what was going on. Because we all know, we all saw it, we all talked about it. The Jets didn't talk about it publicly, except some of the players did. But it was pretty clear that they had a major problem in their locker room last year. They're trying to change that. They're going younger. They're getting rid of guys who are the bad apples. But seeing something like this from a guy like Leonard Williams tells you this guy is leadership material.
No, he absolutely is. And you see like the arrows pointed up in terms of him realizing all of his potential with his physical gifts. And so it's great to see that he's able to marry the intangibles in terms of trying to be a leader, doing all the things that it takes, being available, showing up when he's asked to be there, being able to participate in all the OTAs, of course, and all the offseason lifting and all those things, but also off the field.
Is that part of the lifting program?
That's part of the lifting. Well, I mean, he did a lot of lifting on offensive line during the season last year.
Lifting 230 pounds right there.
Yeah, he was moving them around, wasn't he? He was moving them around, wasn't he?
But I think this speaks more to the point Chris was making about Odell and the fact that you had 20-plus guys at that softball game.
Yep.
It's situations like that develop the kind of team chemistry that when you're going to battle, like we all consider when we go play, it's a battle.
Right.
We're your will's going to be tested. Now, who has your back? And when you're in a situation like that, and a lot of the best team bonding that we've had, rookie parties, or the long lunches where you have a couple beers and you just hot stove it up, is when you're in a situation like that and you realize that this guy's got my best interest in heart. Like he could have easily just said, no, you handle your own mess.
Yeah, not my business.
Not
right?
my business,
yeah.
But he didn't because he's looking out for Darron Lee. They obviously have a friendship and a relationship now. So when push comes to shove, he knows that Leonard Williams has his back. It's going to translate onto the field. And when you spend enough time around your teammates and you have those kind of situations, which you don't want to get yourself into, but when you're out, you're having drinks. They happen. And you'll know, and it creates that kind of camaraderie in the locker room that you see on most championship teams.